Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. And this week on the Magic Roundabout we've got a double act. We've got two Dinky Toys Leyland Comets. This is the same size and style, well same size, and it's the same Leyland Comet as the cement truck I did a while ago. I've got these now, so I might as well do both of these together. They're fairly straightforward. As you watch this go around, I'd just like to welcome any new friends to the channel. Welcome aboard. Thanks very much for joining. And I welcome back any old friends of the channel who's watching. Thanks very much for sticking with me. Much appreciated. There we go. So we're dealing with two this week. Okay, so let's get these off the Magic, get them on a bench and see what we got. Here we go then. Two Leyland Comets. There we go. Start with the stake side first. It's stake side truck in the same blue. Both are dark blue. This has got a yellow back or orange yellow tow bar, grey tyres, red hubs. Leyland Comet. The number escapes me for the minute, but it will be in the title anyway. So that's one of them, and this is the other one. Leyland Comet. She's got blue hubs, grey tyres, and it's this does drop down tailboard. So these are all in good working order. This is like a greeny blue of some sort. Good window pillars. Like I say, paint's all coming off these. The one to look out for these, to make sure it's got that bar across. So you can repair it with an industrial staple if you've got one. They're pretty good out of staple gun. Hasn't got the correct spare wheel on, but it has got the holder. There's no tow bar on this one. I'm not bothered with a tow bar or not, to be honest with you. If I can find one, I'll put one on. If not, I'm not going to bother. Oh yeah, number 418. There you go. Look, this one's number 418. Oh, there's not a number on that one. Okay, so we've got these to deal with. Yeah, this is a screw to undo the back bed and a little nut. This is not a screw. I'm going to have to grind that, whatever it is, off the end of there to get that out. Once you've got to take the bed off. Once you've got the bed off, you can access the base plate, unclip that, okay, and grind the wheel hubs off. Find the smallest one, which is this side. So let's get the tools out and we'll make a start. Right, I took the tyres off. These are completely crap. These are 20mm greys, rounded, treaded. Right, usual format. Grind off the thinnest part of the axle, which we've done that. Okay. Front one was easy. The back one was a bit difficult because there wasn't a lot of room on the back one and there. But these are cast hubs, so if you do run off like I have done here with the grinder, because it was really tight, then it's not a problem. But these cast ones, you can't do it the plastic ones, but then you can just smooth it off like that. Smooth them all nice and fine, and the time you've painted them and everything else, it's not a problem. So that's the two axles out. Take the bed off. This one is a screw, the standard sort of procedure. It's a screw and a nut on the end, so you just do that. This is how they normally are, but occasionally somebody will replace them and put something else in place. So we should just be able to grip that with the fingers, which we can't. So we get a pair of pliers on there. These aren't very big nuts, so I'll get the pliers on there and it should come undone. Fairly straightforward. There you go, it's going now. Yeah, you'll see a lot of Foddens and trucks like this with the spare wheel holder missing and the screw being replaced with either whatever self-tapping screw, whatever people get their hands on. But that's basically the official screw. There's a washer and stuff. So you got to this stage, lift the back off and pull that out. These two bits go in there, as you know from the last one. But there again, you need to check here and here for any cracks. Yeah. Okay. Now these are folded, these tabs, you see the two tabs there? I don't know if you can see them in this light, but yeah, there's two tabs there. There and there. These are folded forward. So you can lift them up with your screwdriver. Get them just virtually in the upright position. Seat backs and seat trays in the upright positions, please, before landing. Excuse me if I get my hands in the way. Just going to twist that straight. Makes it easier to get out. Okay. Then you should then be able to pull that out from here. There you go. All right. And this bit goes in that slot there to go back like so. All right. There you go. So that's that off. I usually leave these on and paint them black afterwards. I find it a lot easier than trying to, you know, if you don't have to take it apart, you don't have to take it apart. There's no need, is there? I just paint it black, bit of gloss, hand paint that on. Alrighty. So there you go. That's the first one stripped. So the other one is basically identical. Alright. So I'm going to get on and do this one. Then it's caustic soda time. The only difference between this one is it's got that tailgate on it. Okay. And that's only a very small pin going along there. So just grind one end off, or I might even leave it on. I don't know. We'll see what it's like when I've got it off, where I can paint it like that or not. I don't know. You can take it off or leave it on. It's up to you. That's your choice. You get a choice. I'll just see if there's enough room. Yeah. Yeah, you'll struggle to get that. Grind one end off. I'll have a look. Yeah, so it's basically the same procedure. Back off, grind the wheels. Front one's alright to grind off. You've got plenty to go out there, but the back ones, this one's a bit better. You've got more room for that one. Right, enough waffling, we'll get on. Okay, all cleaned up and out of the caustic. And ready to go. We'll wire brush down. And the base plates. Two of those. And the wheels here are all done. Move into one side for a second. Right, you know I was saying to you about checking because of these two big slots there, that this makes his cab weak on most of the Dinkies like this. Now, I took all the paint off and I was looking around and I was wire brushing it and I thought, hello. And if you look closely, you can just see, I'll get it in focus. See me moving it? It's cracked just there, right along that line. It's very visible, but you can see it. If I can get it a bit of an angle, you might have, trying to get it in focus, probably about there. You can just see it. There it is. Look, the crack curves around there. And there's just a slight one. You can see better this side. Just there. If I went like this, see it moving? trying to keep it in focus so you can see it. All right. But luckily, it's not too bad. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to get some super duper, just lay some on the inside of both sides. That should hold it. Because it's not going to get any, it's not going to get any play. And this way, I shouldn't really have to sand it on the outside. All right, that should just about hold it. If I just hold it together for a little while. Yeah, it's not going to get any serious play. So, otherwise I could put baking powder on it. If I wanted to put baking powder or soda, baking soda or whatever it is that goes on it. Then I've got to sand it down. And the position where it is going to make it awkward. I mean, obviously, if it was that bad and it was really bent, because sometimes be careful if it's bent, especially on them foddens, you go to straighten it and think, oh, I'll just straighten it, and snap, the whole cab comes off. I actually did that a few weeks ago on a Guy lorry in there. It was bent, and I thought, well, it doesn't look too bad, and I just tweaked it, just barely touched it, to be honest with you, and it just came straight off. So then you'd have to use baking powder and filler and all that sort of stuff. But this should just be enough to hold it. Okay. So I'll have to leave that now for a while. But that's just I'm glad that happened, actually. So you can actually see, because this one's okay. This is fine. It's not a problem. This one is good. It's all right. But they do, because it's because of these holes. If you see, that hole is so close to the edge of that cab there. And when the child's playing with it, you're pushing down on the back. Like this, like that. It just, because them axles there, you're putting pressure on the front. It's kicking that back. Or you're picking it up, or whatever you're doing with it. Because the base plate only comes to here. So not only have you got that hole, you've got the base plate slots as well. So just you got to be careful with those. So that's that. So now what I'm going to do now, give my methylated spirits clean, get some paint on. Okay, and I'll catch you when we've done that. Okay then, here we are all painted up. Now, what I've done here, the other one's over there, so they're both identical. I've gone ahead and put details on the front. I haven't finished it. I've got to put the indicator lights in red. This is just drying. And I put a couple of bands around the exhaust, around the fuel tank. Yeah, so that's all done. And the bed for this one is all done in the yellow. It's like a jasmine. It's sort of like a jasmine yellow, orangey yellow. So that's all done. Base plates are all done. Already go back together. So what I'm doing now, because it's got the red wheels on this one, what I'm doing now is going to paint these over. Now, these are thick axles, and I found with these, there's the long one goes at the back and the short one goes at the front. As you can see, there's two different sizes. This is the back one. The front one's all right. You can paint that without having to put it through anything, because it just sits in the cradle at the front underneath there. So, in order to minimise the amount of hammering I have to do, because these are quite thick, as you can see, what I do, I'll try and show it on camera if I can. What I do is get the grinding disc on the end of my thingy bob and just carefully, don't take too much off though, because you don't want to make the axle too small. It's just flatten the end off a bit. It should help you get a bit of an edge on. Alright, and then get her on my old faithful chunk of steel. and start tapping. It's a bit noisy, I'm afraid, I'm sorry, but so those who've got headphones on, I do apologise. Just tapping it around as you go. Checking it every now and again. Yeah, still got a fair bit to go yet. So can use a drill press if I want to, but I don't know. I've used it a few times, but I prefer this method because I can feel what I'm doing, if you know what I mean. Stroke it like that. And just keep trying it. It's getting there. So that's what you do. So I'm going to carry on doing this because it's not quite there yet. So I don't want to keep bang, 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 banging all the time. But when you feel it, it should be okay. It's got a friction now, so it won't take long. I'll get one more little go. There you go. She's on now. Apologise for the noise. So you do that with the front one, but the back one you're going to have to do the same. You're going to have to thread that through the back one and do it with that on there. Excuse me, I'll reach round, and you're going to have to tap that. You can get your grinder in. The grinder edge will grow in there. If you're careful, get it in. Use a worn one so it's like not as big, and you can get it in there. Just flatten it down, and Bob's your uncle. Okay, so I'm going to carry on with that, and then we'll get to the assembly stage. Okay. Okay. Assembly time. There we go. I did mention earlier on I've got a couple of boxes for these as well. That one and that one. Got these off the repo boxes off the internet. Pretty good. I got the cement truck one as well, so got all three of those. So that's cool. Right. Let's have a look. See. Now I'm trying to work over the camera here now, so excuse me. Pin that over. Got that in. That fits in there. Okay. And then we'll hook that in. See. It does go in. There you go. It's a bit tight, that one. It's the paint what's on it. Then we push these into here. 1, 2. So they're locked in place there. Then you have to pin these back over. Oh, just chip the paint there. Look at that. That's a pain, isn't it? Right, let me screwdriver. Gently pin them over. or push them over, one or the other. Holding the plate from underneath. Should be able to just push them down flat. That's one. Just try and gently do it without sliding off. Can use a pair of pliers if you want. Once it starts to go, I'm trying to hold it carefully because I don't want to snap the cab off, which can happen if you're not careful. There you go. So you got them in there now. What I do with them, because some of the paint's come off, I'll just put a bit of marker on it. You know, I don't like working with my tablet. It's just too damn big. Right, this is the bed. Goes in them two slots above the tags. This can be a bit tight because don't forget it's got paint and that on it now. That fits in there like so. And you should have a clear hole to see through to put your nut and bolt. And nut through there like so. And put your tyre holder in. A little washer here can go on. And just screw that up. Just hold it with my finger from underneath. Put a spare wheel in, spare tyre on. There you go. Spare tyre on. Put your new tyres on. You can use black tyres if you want. I've seen some of these on Google Images with black tyres on. I think they varied. Don't know why they varied, but they did. There you go. She's done. And this is the other one. This one is the other one. The tailbirds work. I'm not going to push it right up yet because the paint's not totally dry. I don't want it to thing, but it does fit in. This is the blue one. And that's the other one. Well, they're both blue, aren't they? At the end of the day. Okay. So, and there's the relevant boxes. That one. So you got that one. And that one. Hey, here we go. Okay, so let's get them on a magic then and have a butcher's. This is what we started with. Pretty scratched up couple of Leyland Comets by Dinky. Tyres are all knackered. Paint's coming off in places. Well play worn. So, as you can see, now let's have a look. See how it all ended up. See how it turned out. Have a look at these. Okay then, here we are on the magic with the two Leyland Comets from Dinky. One is a state truck and the other one's a drop side. Come out quite nice. both got blue bodies. Yeah, they haven't got a lot of detail on these to put on. The original didn't have a fancy grille chrome on it, but we've done what we can to make it look nice. Yeah, fairly straightforward. These just got to be careful when you're with the cab and the back and the chassis floor. Be careful of cracks. Have a good look at it once you strip the paint off it. And just be careful how you handle it. Put the tabs back in, because you don't want to snap the cab after you painted it and glossed it and made it look nice. Okay, well, thanks for watching. Look forward to your comments. Bit of muck in the bottom of the corner of that thing. And I'll see you again next week with another restoration. So, be lucky, be happy, and enjoy whatever you're doing. Okay. So, let's draw back a bit. We will see you next week. So, bye for now. Whoop, sliding off here. Bye for now. See you later. Dee 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 dee.